Here we are.
We started? Hey everyone, we are here for our most recent installment of the meet and greet. We're here at the beautiful Lexington facility where we have managed to break into some fair weather which we've been long awaiting. So we're very happy about it. We're happy to have you here with us this afternoon if you're watching live, and for all those who watch this after even. Here today we have Wallace, who is adoptable. If you go to our website, horseadoption.com, and go to horses, you'll see his profile listed under the Lexington tab. Wallace is a 2016 gelding, and he had 10 starts on the track before he ended up coming to us. We talked about injuries really briefly before with some of the other horses, but he's one who had just a simple chip removed from his left front ankle, and what's neat about those surgeries is actually one of our vets says that's his favorite surgery to do because it's usually quick and easy and has a pretty good prognosis generally for the horses after they're done. Just one of those sort of simple one and done. So Wallace here, you can see him throw his head around. He's not being naughty. It's just a lot of times horses when they're young, some of you who have kids, you might know that youngsters have lots of energy and don't always know how to focus it very well. But as you can tell, Wallace is keeping all 4 feet on the ground and just is trying to figure out how to be patient, which we all know youngsters sometimes have trouble with. So we have one of our riders, Allie, here to show you a little bit of how we work with them under saddle. And what's great about live is that even if something comes up, we're going to show you how we deal with it. So Allie, if you want to go around and walk him out on the rail, and we'll start with as loose a rein as we can. You know, horses can, when they come here, they come with all different types of dispositions and mental readiness for the work that we're asked them to do. Obviously, they've all been started under saddle since they've been at the track, as that's the horses who we're working with here. So we don't really have to do any of the green backing parts of it, which is where you're starting to work with them on how to understand how to be ridden. They already know that, so we don't have to cover that. But what we're working on is translating the mental part of it and some of the physical parts of understanding the job of a racehorse versus understanding the job and the physical changes that are required for a horse who has a pleasure lifestyle or one of the different disciplines of riding, like jumping, dressage, barrel racing, maybe any of the other disciplines. We're trying to figure out what they are mentally and physically ready for. So Wallace here is just demonstrating the walk and is now trotting. You can see he carries his head a little bit higher, and Allie is trying to give him a loose rein so that there's no reason for him to feel the need to pull against her. So a lot of it is just building the different muscles for this type of work, where we're going to ask them eventually to be more collected using those what we call top line muscles along their back, which maybe they haven't had to use as much before. So number one, you don't want to start arguments with them. So we're really just looking for him to move forward into her hand, and then eventually, Rambo wants to help. Stretch down, and then we'll gradually start working on things like carrying their head lower, being on the bit, engaging their hind end, things that you might have heard us talk about in previous videos. Allie, can you do a circle? See how he starts to drop his head down a little bit when we're asking him to just focus on something different? So sometimes things as simple as just changing what they're doing. Like if you are doing something that's maybe, like again, the kids example, like something that's boring, then maybe they'll start to try to do other things that just to use their energy. Like I know my little brother used to do what we would call annoying repetitive noises. I'm sure there are other people out there who have siblings who did the same sort of things, but that was just when my little brother was bored, he would just find things to do to use this energy. So you know, maybe giving him a task that would change his mindset would have dissuaded him from doing that. So that's kind of what we're doing when we ask him to circle. And you can use that even at home if you have a horse who has bad habits you can basically reset that switch in their brain pretty simply. So he's even started to relax his head a little bit down more as she's asked him to engage in different activities.
We're gonna bring him in, do some questions, and talk about who would be a good suitable for him.
Absolutely. Hey, Allie, you want to come in? Well, I'd love to hear actually from you, Allie. I'm putting you totally on the spot right now, and I'd love to hear what you have to say about working with Mr. Wallace.
This is my third time on Wallace, and even in the first time I got on him last week from now, he seems like a totally different horse. He seems like he's much more relaxed. And like Leandra was saying, the second that I change up what he's thinking or try and get him to think differently, he becomes much more relaxed. You can feel him kind of reaching for that contact on the bit. So he's awesome so far. He seems like he's eager to learn and definitely wants to please.
Well, what do you think as far as who he might be suitable for? So I know on the website under his profile, we list him as needing an intermediate rider who maybe is a little more experienced with younger horses or somebody working with a trainer. What do you think is, like, just as somebody who's ridden him, the things that he would like or dislike, things that he would prefer from an adopter or rider?
Sure. I think an intermediate rider with a trainer would be perfect because he does kind of like to test you and see what he can get away with. In terms of the riding style, someone who's light in their seat and their hands, if I start to get heavy with my hands or really in his mouth, he just reacts to that and comes up even more in my hand. So I would say someone who's lighter in their hands and in their seat, but definitely someone for an intermediate rider. But again, he's super friendly and wants to please, and he's come a long way just in the 3 rides I've been on him for.
Ask for questions.
And if anybody has questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, and we're looking out for those questions coming in. We'll try to answer them as they're coming, and then if you're watching this after we're live, go ahead and type it in the comments anyway, and our staff will circle back and we'll try to address your questions as quickly as possible. In the meantime, I'd love to see what Wallace does if you stick him over one of the ground poles. We'll see what he thinks. This one's raised, so we'll leave that till once he's cleared a flat one. But let's walk him over there, and then just make sure you kind of square up your legs so you have a light but consistent contact on both sides. Okay. And then try to hold your hands a little bit wide, like making a pie shape almost. So you're basically creating the framework which you want him to be in the middle of. And then you just walk them up to it confidently, try to keep your eye up. We're kind of trying to give them the idea that there's nothing to worry about, it's just a little obstacle. Because there's nothing that they haven't seen, similar things like this. He sticks out and turn out, but good. Now you can just let him smell it. Like as long as he's still looking at it and still sort of willing to keep things forward motion, then you can just let him sort of hang out, see if he wants to smell it, and then we'll ask him again in a second. But we want to keep this sort of calm and just make sure he's still looking at it. If he tries to back up or dip out, then we'll point him back at it. But let's ask him again to go over it. Good boy. He's thinking about it. Oh, he just found it out. That's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll just circle right back to it. So there's not a lot of point in those sort of situations to get after them really hard, because all you do in that sort of situation, if you stress them out, is to create a bad memory. And horses have great memories, especially for movement, which is why baby horses can run an hour after they're born. So you really want to keep things positive as much as you can. Good. Just encourage him a little bit more. And as we're doing this, feel free to keep typing in the comments anything that you want us to address. This is real-time training, people. Good boy! And then we shower them in praise. So this is creating the good memories. They stick just as much as the bad ones. I mean, bad ones are even harder to retrain most of the time because they then have the stress responses. But you want to create all those happy endorphins to make those good moments just as good, not just not negative. You want them to be specifically good to create that contrast. Yay! Lots of rubs. Make the right thing easy and the wrong thing hard, and they figure it out most of the time. good luck in threes, right? Yay! Simple as that. Now he's learned it. All right, well, as you guys have seen, some of it happen real time here. And like for anybody who's just jumping on now, like I mentioned before, this is Wallace. He's a 2016 gelding, which I'm still getting used to calling them 4-year-olds, but he's technically a 4-year-old now. He is adoptable. You can go onto our website, horseadoption.com, and look at horses. Wallace has his very own profile where you can see all his general information and more videos. Oh, Rambo's here, the enforcer.
He's gonna do some snuggles.
Wallace is like, that's my buddy. Come on. Rambo, you want to give him a kiss? Rambo, you give him a kiss? Do you approve? You give kisses? I don't have anything for you. All right, well, please feel free to ask any questions you have in the comments, even if you're not viewing us live, and we'll try to get back to your questions. But you guys have met Wallace now. He's looking for a home. We will see you again tomorrow.